Alright, this is going to be a quick tutorial on how to export a video from a timeline render, meaning it plays back and records every frame, not a free render. So to do this, let's go ahead and make a very simple scene. So I'll drop a couple primitives in, and we'll just choose like cylinder. Now let's do a sphere, and we'll zoom into our cube. And we'll go ahead and select our camera, and we'll right click and keyframe all of our channels here, and then we'll move our slider to the end, and I'm just going to set a couple keyframes here so we can test this, and I'll keyframe all of these once more. Quick note, if you want to open up the animation editor and kind of affect these keyframes after the fact or add more, you can go to Tools, Animation Editor, which is going to open up this screen right here. If you need to refresh things, just click the home button. Sometimes it happens. The other way you can get to it is by selecting the object and right click on one of the parameters you've keyframed and just click keyframe edit, and that will take you there as well. Okay, so quick run through in here. If you want to adjust TY and add a keyframe in the middle, you just click this add keyframes mode, drop one in, and you can move it up and down. So this is by default a linear keyframe, but if you want, you can change these to some other mode like cubic. Now you have a cubic keyframe instead. So that's looking good. The next step, and really the only other step there is to render this out. So if you go to Tools, Render Tool, oops, this is the wrong thing, Tools, Render Tool, you have this window here. Make sure you've selected viewport buffer, and over here make sure you've selected movie. I would select H.264 or 265. 265 is this one down here, the HEVC NVIDIA. You can read these a little better if you stretch this out like that. But yeah, so those are your options, but 264, 265 are standard for something somebody else is going to play back or something you want to upload to the web. HapHapQ, some of these won't even show up or work if you don't have a commercial or higher Touch Designer license. It's just some of the limitations, but H.264 should always work. So we're going to go with that. Save path, it's going to launch you to your library folder. You can pick anywhere. I'm just going to go ahead and save this as output video.mov. Click save. We have two options here. We have timeline render and free render. Free render is basically it just starts rendering, and you can go back to using GeoPix, and you have to click stop when you're ready to stop. However, timeline render will actually render through your timeline, and when it's done, it will stop it for you. So all you have to do is click start, and it's going to render out your entire sequence here. When it's done, it will just stop, and you can close this window. And if we now go to the folder, let's go ahead and grab that file path really fast. I'm going to copy that and open up Windows Explorer. So over here we have output video, and if we open that, you can see that we've got a video of our animation. So that's pretty much it. That's how you render out a keyframed, playback in GeoPix to a video file.